Welcome to the 300 mile per hour subscriber event. My name is Turbo Concept and right here for Voltex Dodgers right here. And this is the Racing Pacifico as we're doing for its really first time as we're spawning the car unless we got Lamborghinis as well in this game. So looks like the game has discontinued forever and ever and it no longer supports and receive updates as well. So as you can see, for a 300 subscriber event, I'm going to be using for Ferrari Enzo, which is I bought this vehicle from Christmas, as we're using for the Bugatti Veyron, as we're reaching out for this one as for our very first time, and make sure that we're going to be driving safely and responsibly. We got somewhere other Lamborghinis as well for so many times. I just got to be using for the R35. But using for a Honda Civic tuning, everything is going to be doing for using like ourselves. Anyways, I'm just going to be spawning in for the Koenigsegg Agera as well. So it does work for this one. And it does plan works as well. So as using for the original Agera, which is absolutely very cool in Need for Speed 2014. I don't want to spawn Lamborghini and some kind of this one. I don't want to spawn a Mazda Miata. I really do that we're going to be spawning a Nissan R390 GT1, which is I need to level up for something for requirements as we're using for Lamborghini Aventador S. Looks like we're going to be using for some kind of using for 2003 Crown Victoria as well, as probably using the car somewhere other lowrider vehicles as well. So if you want to spawn some other cars, I don't want to spawn something like Toyota RZ, so I'm using for a Saab 93 Turbo X, which is, it starts from the beginning in the drive. As well, if I just drive with this one vehicle, using a manual transmission as well, so by using some kind of a little bit for once. If you just turn up for this one, and the intersection traffic light systems aren't working either, so even though you have to still anyways if you're going somewhere else. So by using a Saab 93, which has got to be something a little bit for instead of July 21 as well. After we pass for 4th of July, it's becoming really fast as well. Make more instead that we're going to get a little bit faster as well by the humor of top speed, which is exactly we're hitting around for top speed as well because of that backfire. Just wind itself going to blow up as well as you're using for this one. Back into 5th gear as we're pushing ourselves into other ways for just a little bit once. I just used for the Saab 3 and 300 subscriber event. So looks like I'm just going to be doing for a top speed humor as well, as some car just absolutely reaching for a lot of miles an hour. For 150 miles an hour, I just use this vehicle to ensure that the top speed is absolutely, we're going to hit things right now. Unfortunately, if you're going to be noise up with this video, I'm pretty sure this is absolutely not quite a very dumb moment as well. If you just put in for 150 miles an hour, the acceleration of some of these vehicles are pretty slow. Even though this is some kind of, I cannot see for our miles an hour. The top speed has always been the same. Even I use some kind of nitrox, everything as well. So, as you never seen like this before, as we're gonna hit through this for a lots of amounts of humor at this time. As we come into a more speed, and become a unlimited track limits as well. So I don't want to get crashed for this moment. If I might going to get killed, this is exactly what we're going to get happen for this one. As we're shifting back into the 5th gear, as we're spoken down into this one as really fast as well, as we're back to 6th gear that we're going to be using for a Supercar Championship as not really fast as possible. Now the sun is up and some kind of fog just went on for this right now. I'm just gonna be literally sure that my top speed humor won't be able to get for a huge thing for this right now. So absolutely in the top speed humor, Looks like they might able to hit the wall and crash into a tree. So let's jump out of the car. As you can see, this car will be despawned in 120 seconds. As the car has been deleted, we're going to be using for the BMW convertible as well. By using an R34, I cannot do this by literally right now. Let's spawn the Ferrari 458 Italia as well. This is the Italia as well that we're going to be using for today. Is this extreme for literally right now? Or this is some kind of just using for a manual transmission? If I just go inside the interior, this car was eventually really right loud at this one. If you're putting at this right now, this upshift is going to be getting away from this one, and the engine temperature is going to hit up into a lot of miles an hour. That should be going to be extremely possible. If I have to slow things down, and this contains loud noises at this video, but looks like this is absolutely an awful thing. While during on this lap times, we make sure the lap times is going to be pretty sure as possible. We use the gear 7, as there is one problem, that I make sure the car won't able to get crashed at this moment. So absolutely I made things up for just a little bit, and we couldn't absolutely gonna be doing for spawning another vehicle such as well. If you've seen some kind of a best laps in Pacifico driving as well, this is the Racing Pacifico, you just know it. If I just going to get crashed until this moment, until we hit the top speed humor as well, I make sure that we're going to be hitting throughout for 200 miles an hour, 202 miles an hour. I will make sure I'm going to get crashed and slam into the stop sign as well. So looks like I might able to get overheat the engine as well. So as we never seen about this moment, let's head down into Suburban Drive as well as we speeding to ourselves 83 degrees Fahrenheit, and the weather should be absolutely gonna be doing as well. So in ultimate driving, this is something kind of a party cloudy anyways. So looks like still using a Ferrari 458 Italia. I'm heading towards into some kind of a little bit humor as well. So I need to get close in. I'm not owning any houses or something like else. So looks like we're not just leaving onto this one until we just absolutely own a house or something like else. As we came by that, we're going to stay inside for this house as well. So make sure I just absolutely turning off that kind of engine for this one. So the car will despawn and the car has been deleted. Sorry about this one. So I just gotta be spawning a Mini Cooper, which is absolutely insane that I'm gonna be using as well. So if I just spawning for a supercar or something like else, this is a Crown Victoria Police, and that is the homage, and we'll spawn out the 2005 Ford GT, but 5 years later, or 5 years ago as well. So as you can using for the Ford GT 2005, you're using the manual transmission. As you see the startup of this kind of extreme amount of sounds as well. Looks like we have to go for some kind of really loud as well. As we put out for a Suburban Drive, this car reaches to 200 miles an hour. It's just gonna be hold shift to sprint as well. So even I'm going to be get slow, it's too hard to shine against well. So absolutely we're gonna be reaching up to top speeds against well. So looks like this car is more likely powerful as well. So as you can turn down a little bit for this one, as the acceleration go for this one, it sounds not like the Ford GT as well. The acceleration is absolutely pretty insane. And we're not going to be doing for the lap times as well, because some kind of humor of Le Mans is things. By 1966, that added like this one as a new race car just absolutely to do this. By using a Maserati Ghibel as well. So this is the Maserati Ghibel as well. So if I just spawn something like S1, and it's some kind of unreliable humor as well. So we spawn down, and this must be a sedan or something like else. This is a sedan vehicle as well, and it does sounds pretty quiet. and it does not going to be reaching up to 200 miles an hour, so which is quite great as well. So that is the end of this video for literally right now, and I'm gonna be parking this car into that some kind of house, and this is the part 1 and for right now, and the car will be despawned again for 120 seconds. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we try to make things sure that the channel is over 300 subscribers, and this is a 300 subscriber event. Thanks for watching, and this is TurboConcept signing off, and that's all for it as well.